of Prime Minister and leader of the JLP, Dr. Andrew Holness, as his legal battle with the Integrity Commission intensifies. PNP President Mark Golding was addressing party supporters at a meeting in St. Mary on Sunday. The political heat just got hotter. The opposition People's National Party is turning legal pressure into political fire, condemning Prime Minister Andrew Holness following last week's Supreme Court decision to uphold a controversial affidavit detailing questions about his finances. The Prime Minister has denied any wrongdoing, but speaking at a PNP constituency meeting in St. Mary on Sunday, opposition spokesman on finance and Member of Parliament for South East St. Andrew Julian Robinson said the findings of the investigation depict a different story.
And when they go further and they are probing his finances, they can't find the sources of his income. Now you might wonder, why am I talking about this? Why does it matter? It matters when the government pay $31 million for a drill that costs $3 million. You know why it matters? Because when you go to the hospital and you need to do an X-ray or an MRI, them send you to a private place and you have to pay $50,000 for it. It matters. Corruption matters.
And Mr. Robinson had this question.
And by the way, the affidavit says there is some investor named Investor A in medical technologies. We want to know who is Investor A. Who is Investor A who is linked to Donovan Williams, the Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, who acts as the secretary for two other companies that the Prime Minister is in?
Now, earlier that meeting, opposition spokesman on health and Member of Parliament for St. Mary Central, Dr. Maurice Guy, took his turn to slam the government for what he described as inadequacies in the health sector. Mr. Guy referred to a 2024 report from the National Health Fund, which reviewed that over 2.7 million prescriptions were filled for Jamaicans that year.
But the reason why it reached 3 million now is that Jamaicans are suffer. The sufferation on the land is creating a lot of illness. So when the FAO can come and tell us that there's 55% hunger, or what you want to call it, right, in Jamaica, food insecurity in Jamaica, it is a telling tale.
In the meantime, Mayor of Port Maria, Fitzroy Wilson, is taking the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, to task over what he says is partisan operations. The mayor went further, leveling serious allegations against Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang.
I must have been the only member of the mayorship in Jamaica that don't have bodyguard. Them approved bodyguard for me, and they say, Wilson, no bodyguard. I want to say to the Jamaica Constabulary Force today, is it that the Minister Chang is who decides what happened in the regular running of the Jamaica Constabulary Force? I am saying to you, they want to get me killed. They are not affording me with no bodyguard. I'm saying tonight to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, do the right thing. Do not be political. We love the police, but the upper hand, listen, no little constable or corporal can contaminate the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And the big man, them have bat up. And when I say to you, want to be wary on this election. Tomorrow they can come for me, because I have always stood up.
Amoy Harriet reporting for CVM News. Now, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is asserting that his administration will implement measures to legitimize the connectivity of electricity by those who access it via alternative means. This as he spoke to supporters at the Jamaica Labour Party's East Rural St. Andrew Constituency Conference on Sunday.
That is why we have a program that is going to help every household that needs assistance with household wiring, because you can't get formal electricity if your house don't properly wire. Through the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, and rural electrification.
Now, there are mounting calls in Georgia, Hanover this afternoon for authorities to address a sunken hole that has formed along the main road in the community. CVM News understands that the hole, which has been deepening for some time, is wreaking havoc, especially for motorists. Now, one resident told our news center that the community members have had to place a tree limb inside the hole to prevent accidents. It's further understood that marl was recently dumped in the hole as a temporary fix. But with months left till the end of the Atlantic hurricane season, there are concerns that the road will give way in the event of heavy rainfall.
All small cars are in problem. If you have an SUV, you might have a little chance, but all small cars can't pass here. It's hard for we to pass here. A lot of parts, ball joint, rocking, all of those things have to change on a regular basis. Presently, they have a plastic culvert under there, and it's very large unit driving to and from, going to Cascade and further up Pondside and all over. And honestly, from the day one when they put this plastic culvert on there, I know it wouldn't work because this is a major thoroughfare for all these heavy units, especially we have people have hardware up by Cascade now, tons of steel coming up on truck. So it's shrinking day by day and getting worse.
Now, the Jamaica Labour Party's Robert Miller has officially launched his re-election campaign for the St. Catharines Southeastern constituency. Mr. Miller says his performance over the last 5 years surpasses what the opposition delivered in more than 3 decades. Raymond Morrison reports.
And that's the call for Robert Miller's campaign in hopes of once again securing the seat for St. Catharines Southeastern. The Member of Parliament officially launched his campaign with a promise to do even more for residents, not just those who support his party, but everyone in the constituency.
Regardless of which political divide you are, because in this office, you can realize that it's not painting green, it's open to everyone. And that is the policy that we operate. I am the Member of Parliament for everyone, and I will continue to be the Member of Parliament for everyone.
And in his address, Miller boasted about his performance over the last 5 years, claiming it surpasses what the opposition delivered in more than 3 decades.
I can proudly say in the 5 years that I've been Member of Parliament in Southeast St. Catharines, have done far more than the 30 odd years that the opposition had reign of this constituency of Southeast St. Catharines. The facts are there. The records are there to prove. From road infrastructure, when you talk about Robinson Close, when you talk about Portmore Gardens, when you talk about Merkel Way, those areas have not been resurfaced for over 40 years.
He also outlined major development plans, including transforming the popular Port Henderson Road into an ecotourism destination and introducing a ferry service connecting Port Henderson, downtown Kingston, and Port Royal.
We want the redevelopment of Port Henderson Road. That is still on the agenda. We want to transform Port Henderson Road as an ecotourism destination. Ensure that we bring quality entertainment to the residents of Southeast St. Catharines.